Welcome to the Modern Savage Podcast, Episode 30, The Clinic with the Good Creamer.
Right.
But, like, the houses didn't have holes in the windows. There weren't crackheads moving into, like, abandoned houses.
Oh, dude, you wouldn't believe how many
Strange
vacant
cars
houses
driving by all the time.
Strange cars. So it wasn't that bad before?
It wasn't. No, it didn't used to. And, like, even when my parents lived there, like, when they were kids, like, that was a nice area to live in. Like, they would say, you know, we grew up, we didn't lock our doors, you left the windows open, you knew your neighbors. And even when I was growing up, a couple people in the house, like, their doors were never locked. You could just walk in and say, hey, where's Sammy at? Hey, where's Corey at?
And you can tell, too, because there's a lot of nice houses, and you can tell they were owned by old people.
And the old people took care of them.
Right.
And then when they died, their snot-nosed kids rented them out.
Yeah, to
anyone,
college students or
anyone with HUD.
Yeah. I think it's ridiculous that we have HUD in the country club.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I use your HUD to pay for the apartments by Orecchio Properties.
Uh-huh.
They look like the barracks. That's what they call them. But you can get Section 8 and live over there.
Really?
It's like right on the website.
No
yeah.
shit.
I wish we could get Section 8.
Take any help at this point.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Anything. Dude,
That'd be cool.
If the government would, like, give me an extra $10 for gas every week.
Right, I'd be stoked.
Thing.
Yeah.
Buy me some Hot Pockets. I'm down.
Right, like, I just want the simple things.
So, like, because I deliver a lot over.
Every now and then I want to buy a nice bottle of wine.
That's it. That's it.
A $10 one.
On the first of the month, you just wake up and you got a wine card.
Exactly.
There's $15 on it.
Like, alcohol withdrawal technically can kill you, so you should probably make sure I have a steady supply.
Well, you gotta really dedicate yourself for it to kill you.
You do. Alcohol and Xannies, they'll take you out.
Jesus Christ.
They do. Like literally, if you go to rehab and you say you have an alcohol addiction or a Xanax addiction, they're required to treat you, even if you don't have insurance, because those are the only two withdrawals that can, like, actually kill you.
I like how you know the loophole here.
Well, told me that. He went to rehab for pain pills a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
He was like,
that's a good idea, though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's
get free rehab?
Yeah.
If I ever need rehab.
Right.
Pop a couple party for 3 days on some Xanax. Go dry out. You won't remember what you did, so you're not technically lying.
Technically, I'm on Xanax.
Like, you'll probably pass a lie detector test.
but it's not prescription, but it was just for sport.
Yeah.
That's
what I consider it.
I'm all state.
It's no longer a white person's drug.
No.
That's funny, like, I never knew that.
They gave me a prescription of Adderall.
Oh, yeah?
And as soon as I walked in there, the doctor handed me a cup.
Oh, to make sure you're taking it.
Yeah. I was wearing a mailman shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not on drugs, man.
But if you were, you'd be a good distributor.
Technically, I'm willing to bet people are sending drugs to the mail, and I'm probably a drug dealer whether I know it or not.
Yeah. People trust you guys more than they trust UPS for weed.
Really?
That's it. Every person I say, like, just go to the post office. I'm like...
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, a couple of those Jet Black, Ziploc, smell-proof bags.
You have, like, a system.
I do. Carlo never mind, you didn't go to Big Red. My friend Carlo moved to California, worked on a weed farm out there, Eureka County, and he would mail his stuff home, and he would always tell me, he'd be like, well, you know, I can hook you up if you find a sale. He was like, but I'm only selling by the pound. I'm like, I can't find anyone that wants to buy a pound of weed. Like, that's $4,000.
Right.
Like, it's not going to happen. He's like, just tell him it's safe. He's like, I'm shipping it to the post office box with, like, 6 bottles of deodorant around it. I'm like,
Jesus.
You're going to jail because you're dumb to begin with.
Like, that's a lot of felonies.
Yeah, that's you know. I mean, I still asked around because I worked at the head shop at the time when I worked at Naughty by Nature. So, like, anytime, you know, like, that surly looking black guy would come in, I'd be like, so I can get medical?
That's hilarious.
Never took off, though. Never took off. But he did make sales, and he did use the post office.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's pretty messed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Deodorant Ziploc bags, it'll fucking... any dog will just walk right by it.
You're educating the masses, by the way.
Classic.
Oh, God.
Those names were all made up.
It's no last names, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll all 50 of you.
Not true.
I'm a chronic liar and an alcoholic.
Yeah, this is your episode, so there's going to be like 200 people listening to this one.
Right. You're cool.
You're well liked.
You have friends.
Reverend.
Like 10 people probably don't want me to die.
Yeah, it's so funny because people do, like, strangers come up to me at Kerr sometimes and they're like, oh my god, you're that guy on Facebook, I follow you. I'm like,
You're that guy on Facebook.
yeah, look, and I used to hear that the first time I worked at Kerr. That was like 4 years ago or so. And like people's moms fucking love me. Like they just think I'm the best. Like
I think you're
You're
hilarious.
that guy on Facebook.
yeah. I'm like that. Like I just made my shit public. I'm like, well, that way people don't have to feel obligated to send me a friend request. And so many times, like, I'll get likes and stuff, and I'm like, who is this person? Like, they're not my friend, but they must, like, subscribe or something. Facebook doesn't tell you that.
No.
You know, which...
It doesn't tell you if that people follow you?
I don't think so.
I
No,
don't
I've
think
never
so.
gotten a notification. But, like, I think if you go to your own profile, it'll show you the number of subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
But it includes your friend list, because your friends are also your subscribers.
Right.
Unless you have them hidden from your newsfeed. Because sometimes, like, especially if someone's not your friend yet, if you go to their profile and it shows you that generic information, followers and subscribers or whatever the word they call, that's, like, always one of the first things that show up.
Huh.
Yeah.
I just wonder how many people just unfollow me.
Right. Well, my Facebook's private, so nobody can, like...
Yeah, mine
follow
is
me.
too.
But yeah, I wonder how many people are just like, yeah, don't want to see that.
I'll be
don't
friends
give a
with you,
shit.
but I don't want to see your nonsense.
I mean, especially...
Probably a lot.
Sometimes I just post ignorant shit sometimes. Like, I had that sweater up that said, who the fuck is Jesus? Like, I didn't care about it until my Aunt Kim came in. She's, like, the rich aunt. She was like, I just think you can do better than this. I'm like, okay, I'll delete it. I left it on Instagram, but I took it off of Facebook. So I was just like, everyone was like, this makes me sad. Yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like... You know, Christian humor died in, like
it's
fucking
funny.
2,000 years
It's
ago
not
and it
even
never came back.
like it's and that's not hurting anyone's feelings. It's
It's
hilarious. Get over it.
Dude, see, like, that's what I'm talking about. People being oversensitive. Just because you don't think something's funny, scroll past it. You don't
Right.
have to say nothing.
It's this easy.
I see that shit all the time. The worst one is when someone copies word for word, verbatim, a meme, and then posts it up as
Like
their
they
own
thought
post.
of it.
Yeah, those are the fun people to boast
Oh.
because they can't even like pronounce meme. Like they're still calling it memes or something.
May, I heard that one.
Maybe.
No lie, that's how I thought it was at first.
Maybe.
I never said it out loud until
Everyone
I read
did.
online. It said memes rhyme with streams. And
Yes.
anytime I hear someone
I like
say
how
it,
that's left in your
yeah,
brain
like that was
through
when I
the years.
started saying it in public. I was like, oh yeah, the memes.
Everyone's like, oh, he's
Everyone's like-
fancy. He knows how to say that.
I just avoided saying it. For
Nobody
the longest
ever
time.
wanted to say it.
And now it's like all people talk about.
You started it.
I did. Yeah.
You made it popular.
It's like the new Sun e-cards. Remember when those were popular?
No.
They're getting
Oh my god, like the colored rectangle blocks, and
with
it had like a
with
random
the
person in a
silhouette
pose.
people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like
And you could, like, change the pieces.
Uh-huh.
They're
Yeah,
coming.
you can make your own after a while, but that was like even like back in the day of MySpace that those were super popular.
Yeah.
it's coming back.
What? Yeah, I mean, there's a couple places that still use it, but I mean, the generic template has changed because it's just a picture with a white background in plain white and black font, whereas it used to be like more graphic designy, where people would like, because like that was when like free fonts came out on the internet. Operating systems were able to do all this stuff like image processing with like stuff like Paint. You
I'm
didn't have
too
to have
dumb for
Photoshop.
this.
Oh, Paint was the shit.
Oh yeah. Well, now like Paint is honestly like how Adobe Photoshop used to be back in like Windows 97. Like
Is Paint still a thing on computers?
yeah,
What?
yeah, it still comes included.
I don't think
No.
it's used, but it's
Only
there.
on Windows. Like I bought a MacBook that didn't even have like a calculator app on it.
What?
Why?
I don't know. Like if you buy an iPad, the calculator app isn't built in. Like it's built
Really?
into my iPhone.
It's built into mine.
Yeah, me too.
But on the iPads, unless it's changed with the new update, but for the longest time it didn't have a
That's
built-in
crazy.
calculator, and I never understood why.
No, right? Especially when the iPhone's do.
And like literally, that's what this is for. This
Right.
is like,
I use my calculator pretty often.
I like that I was told that I wasn't going to carry a calculator with me everywhere as an adult
Oh, see? They're wrong.
because I'm pretty
Right.
stupid at math. Like,
You are pretty
I'm-
stupid at math.
I'm a very smart guy in everywhere that it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Like, I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I don't know. I've written dozens upon dozens of songs. I can figure almost anything out. I can fix anything. Can't do math.
Yeah, you're terrible.
No, science.
I'm good with pen and paper math, but if I have to figure out in my head, like, I'll try to imagine the numbers next to each other, and then, like,
that's what I have to do. I have to, like, do it in the air.
And then I'll, like, think about a TV show I watched. Like, I totally get so distracted with that.
So you guys are just, like, Tom Riddling it. Like,
yeah. That's perfect.
Because that's all I see. 4 times 5 equals... I am Lord Voldemort.
Right.
Yeah. Tom Marvolo. That's
exactly
hysterical.
what
I'm going
it
to
is.
use that reference from, like, now till the rest of my life.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
See, then that's the kind of smart I am.
Well, you know, it's funny because, like, people will come into Kroger sometimes and, like, they'll order very large amounts of certain items, either for a food bank or something. And, like, you know, a lady comes in, she's like, you know, I need to order a bunch of boxes of watermelons uncut, like, leave them in the box and everything. And she's like, in my car, I can fit about 13 and a half boxes of them. There's 4 each. And I'm like, you're that lady from my algebra problems growing up. Like,
With all the watermelons.
Oh.
You see those people. They're real. They're here in Steubenville.
People do that in my store. Like, I sell lotions, and people come in, like... Some guy came in today, and he was like, I'm going to give you my name and my phone number. He was like, and when you get all these in, he's like, I need 80 of these lotions.
Oh my gosh.
What do you need 80 lotions for? He was like, I guess he gives them to old ladies at the senior center.
No, he's spanking his brains out.
But, like,
Oh, Jesus.
he was like, I don't even care what they smell like. I was like, alright, you got
You
it.
can't use Bath and Body Works lotion for that.
Probably.
It evaporates too quick.
What about, like,
well,
the
if you're
body
using 80 bottles of it, you don't have to
Yeah,
worry
Right,
about
you have 80
evaporating.
bottles
Like,
of it.
I just really like it when my wiener smells like this.
Cucumber melon.
Gross.
Lemon zest.
Today I'm coconut verbena.
I like how you know the scents.
I mean, I go there all the time.
That's my favorite.
Fireside marshmallow.
I used to be a sucker for that semi-annual sale.
What's coming?
I worked.
In 7 days.
I worked at a art gallery in Akron on campus. It was part of a work study thing. Like, they would pay part of your tuition, and you get like this like paltry hourly sum. And my paychecks would be like $70, but I'd be so happy to have that $70 and I'd go to Bath and Body Works. Because I had a food card, like the university food card. Like, I mean, college is basically just like living on the projects. It's just like drugs are frowned upon there in public. Although there are these guys, they live on the 13th floor. Ironically, I ended up in the dormitories called Bolger Hotel or Bolger Dorm or whatever
Where'd you
they
go to
call it.
school?
Akron University.
No, Akron is.
And we could sit. The guys on the 13th floor. I remember they were sitting outside. He had long hair and a beanie with a pot leaf on it. And I didn't know the guy. I never saw him before. I saw the hat, and I was like, "I have a question for you." He's like, "I think I know what you're going to ask me." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "I have $20. I need as much marijuana as you can give me." He was like, "Well, just stop by the room later." So we went upstairs because I was on, I think, maybe the 7th floor. The odd floors were for guys. The even floors were for girls. I do remember that. Because there was like maybe like 24 floors on this thing. It's crazy, you know?
Damn.
And we went up to the 13th floor, we got off the elevator, we walk in, and these guys had this like perfect contraption built up. Like, they had to have come from a long line of potheads because this was some next level shit. Like, the internet wasn't even what it is today. Like, this information was kind of hard to come by. It's not like you could just go on Facebook and search for weed hacks, you know? Like, you had to... Well, it was...
What year was this?
2007.
2007, alright.
Yeah, the fall of 2007. And the windows would only open up so much, and the screens wouldn't open it up at all because, you know, you get one suicide and it ruins it for everyone. It's like everybody's finals don't make you do that. And so they take a box fan, but they leave the fan inside of the box and you plug it in. And you cut a hole in front of the fan on the outside going out the window or towards the window, and you just use a paper towel tube or a toilet paper tube, and you tape it real good so it was airtight. And then on the back, like in the top left corner of it, or anywhere really, you would cut 2 little flaps open like a door, and you would take a shower cap and put it over your smoke detector, or a plastic bag of peanuts. I don't know why they use peanuts. Probably just had the shells handy because lots of munchies. And you would open the door and you would smoke, and you would blow it into the doors, and with a fan on it, would suck it through and blow it out. No, I'm sorry, the fans were on the outside, and the mouthpiece was the cardboard tube. So you'd smoke, it would suck, the fan blowing inside the box would suck the air through the tube, out the window. And, like, they were kind of towards the top of it, so it's not like they had to worry about the scent, like, rising up through, like, 9 different floors. Like, they were almost on the top of it. And I would just go up there and I'd just get stoned with them. And this one kid, he was always in a beanbag chair, and he was always asleep. And
There was that guy.
And ironically, he was the one that had the Adderall prescription. He was obviously selling it because he was asleep every time I saw him. Like, no, I have any idea what his name.
I
couldn't tell you his eye color. I'm pretty sure he was white, but I didn't even talk to him enough to know. And we would go up there and we get Adderall.
You know what? I sleep better on Adderall than I ever did.
Really?
It's because you run around all day.
Yeah.
I work myself into exhaustion.
Yeah.
And then I sleep like a brick now. It's so good.
You just run literally
Like,
from the time
I
you
start
wake up.
every day with 2 cups of coffee and an Adderall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had to tell a doctor that.
Yeah.
And like, a liver doctor on top of that.
Yeah.
She's like...
Well, you have to imagine a liver doctor's heard some fucked up
Right.
shit.
Your liver doctor thinks you're hilarious.
Like, I'm not usually a heavy drinker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I drink during the podcast.
Yeah.
That's it all week, usually. Unless I had, like, a really long day, I'll have a little glass of whiskey.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I don't own any beer.
Yeah.
Like, nothing.
This is left over from a party.
Like, any beer I have is in my co-host's fridge, and it's never there when I get back. Because I never intend to drink it again.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, they drink my whiskey all the time. When I leave there.
You can't blame them for that.
No.
You leave whiskey there, that's your problem.
Every time I'm there, I leave whiskey there.
Nah, he's bumming, and he's gonna listen to this tomorrow and be jealous.
Jelly. Hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh. Also, you had a story to tell me.
I did, but should we maybe do an introduction first? You don't know who I am?
Oh, I'll tag you in it.
Oh, okay.
And like I promote.
It's recording now, right?
Yeah, for like 17 minutes.
Okay, well, just making sure.
Yeah, so we don't do a cold open anymore.
Gotcha.
I used to do that, and it slams the brakes on conversation. It's hard to get it going.
You're absolutely right.
So I just push record whenever things started flowing.
Well, you know, I noticed that we were all talking, like, very rhythmically and well enunciated, so I kind of, you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm a smart cookie.
I mean, I
We're
give
all
clues. I'm not a monster.
Right? Perfect. No, I was actually kind of nervous to do the show at first because, you know, when you said podcast, I was thinking iTunes. I'm like, okay, this is cool. It's just audio. Like, I can just go there at the end of the day. And then you said something about YouTube, and I was like, oh, shit. You know, I was feeling a little bit of camera shy only because I didn't want to get on there because I've had this cold sore. That's been coming in for 2 days because it's really dry outside, and I'm obviously stressed out because it's holiday. I work retail and everything, you know. But it's calming down right now.
The same exact shit happens to me from being outside. Like
Right.
my lip cracks right on the bottom.
Chapped, yeah.
Oh,
Or anytime I get a cold, it's like herpes city. It's terrible.
that's what she says to me. She's like, get your herpes away from
Yeah.
He tries to put it on me, and I don't want his herpes all upon me.
My ex used to call me a herpesaurus rex. I'd be like, get out of here. Because if I would get a sinus infection, which I get twice a year in the spring and fall, fucking, you know. But, like, now that I'm a little bit older and, like, my hormones aren't, like, changing from puberty and everything, like, you know, that doesn't happen as often. But, you know, I figured a cold sore really isn't worst problem out there, you know, because it's really not as bad as, like, what had happened last time I had to go down to the clinic.
me.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah, down on 4th Street, you know, the one with the good coffee creamer, right? And so, you know, I walk in, and I'm obviously embarrassed because I have to go talk to them about what's been going on. And I'm sitting here, you know, so I walk in, I have my sunglasses on, didn't take my jacket off, I'm kind of keeping my head down low, and, you know, I walk in, I get 2 steps in the door, like, oh, hi, Anthony, how are you doing? And I'm like, fuck, are you kidding me? She's going to call me out like this. So, you know, I walk in, and they're sitting there. The one lady, she's sitting there playing Scrabble, which she does every Monday, which I just don't know why I know that. And they sign in, you know, and they ask what your reason is, and I'm always just like general inquiry because they hold on to these papers for so long. I don't want to run for president and have them come up, you know. And so I sign in. She's like, well, you know, take a seat. And I'm sitting there. And I played every game on my phone, checked every text message. And if you think that a doctor at a doctor's office makes you wait long, just imagine the line at a free clinic. Because they just make you wait. You got to sit there in your shame. So,
A lot of coughing.
yeah, you know, a lot of coughing, a lot of scratching, a lot of like sideways glances, and people crossing their legs and trying to, you know. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get up and move around. I walk around, go to the bathroom. I come back, someone's in my seat. I'm like, okay, so I have to go somewhere else. And I'm looking around, and it's almost like a puzzle game, because people are sitting everywhere, and it's like a person, 2 empty seats, a person, 2 empty seats.
You have to sit by somebody.
I have to sit by someone, you know, and it's early in the morning, And I see this girl, she's sitting there, and, like, you know, the methadone is still kicking in, so she's pretty calm. You know, she's not really bothering anyone.
She's not picking scabs.
Yeah, exactly. And the coffee must have kicked in. She had a couple cups because, again, they have the good creamer. And her phone rings, and she answers it, and, you know, as luck would have it, she's talking on speakerphone. And I had to listen to every word that she's saying. And I really tried to block it off, but, you know, she was talking about the reason that she was there, and I don't remember a lot of what she said, but I really remember her talking about the odor of hot dog water, and she mentioned it twice. Yeah, right? So I'm like, oh, Lord, and please, just get me through this. I'm just about to walk out, and the doctor comes out, you know. And he talks to the girl, she points over to me, they look over, they're like, all right, come on in. I'm like, thank God, you know, finally getting this over with. And the doctor, like any other doctor, of course, is going to start off by lecturing you on everything that you do in life, right? Right. It's their job. Like, I understand it. I expect it. It's okay. And, you know, he tells me, he's like, Anthony, he's like, I told you last week, it might take you 3 or 4 weeks for that rash to clear up. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm here about. This is something entirely different. Don't bring that up. I listened to what you said. I had to sign papers to come home with it. It's okay. I've been using the Neosporin. Fine. And long story short, it actually turns out that you can get pimples on your testicles if you don't wear the proper underwear during gym workouts.
Oh, be goddamned.
Yeah.
That's why we don't work out.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Right? You gotta get the air going and everything.
Yeah, get the airflow.
Yeah.
Okay, look, you're an STD is hypochondriac.
Well, yeah, well, you worry about these things. I mean, I didn't know.
If it has a whitehead, it's probably okay.
Well, and that's what I learned, you know.
That was like best case scenario for you.
Right? It really was. It really was.
That could have gone so much worse.
Yeah. So I learned a lot that day. Let your balls breathe. Yeah, you gotta let them breathe. You know, testicles are really like soil. They need to be aerated. They do. And that's just really important. So that's just something to remember.
Well, I learned something. See, I gotta wear the long johns that wick the moisture away.
Yeah.
That's hard.
He also recommended baby powder.
Yeah, Gold Bond Extra Strength.
They make it in a spray can now.
We live in a society. We're not animals.
Yeah.
They make, like, lotion powder. Have you ever seen that? Like,
that doesn't make sense to me. Those are like two separate.
No, what's that?
But it's a thing. It's like a lotion. And when you rub it on, it like turns into powder. Oh. It's sweet.
Like through sorcery, or?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. No, it's awesome because like with babies, you're not supposed to use powder because they breathe it in. It's bad for them. So they made this amazing invention of lotion that when you rub it, it turns into powder.
I think I'd like that because I like how like your skin feels when you put baby powder on it because it's like real untacky. It's just like it's weird.
Yeah, I hate
and then you don't breathe it in.
Do you? I don't think it's necessarily a dry feeling, but like a.
I'm you know.
I don't know.
We'll have to buy some.
Try it out. Have a lotion night.
Every night's lotion at our house, Anthony.
Who am I kidding? I've known Ruby for a long time now.
Ruby's not involved.
Gross. You're gross.
Oh, this isn't PTA night.
Like I've ever been part of the PTA.
I think you will be. I think you'd make
She's not invited.
No, they don't invite me. Nope, I don't even.
I couldn't even finish that sentence.
It's just like a competition of mothers, pretty much.
Yeah.
Saying, well, my kid's the best because, well, my kid. And then I'm just like, my kids are shitty sometimes, but they're awesome.
Yeah, like they're totally great kids.
Like, I don't need to have a competition with you bitches.
They're weird as shit.
That's all it is. It's a bunch of women getting together trying to be better than the other one. Ugh. I don't really care to partake in.
Like those ladies on Desperate Housewives, that like total Stepford life. I mean, and the thing is, some women really ascribe to that. Yeah. Well, some dads ascribe to that too. Like, that's like their goals. And I'm like, I just don't care.
I don't know what that show is. Yeah.
You're not missing out.
No, unless there's like someone dealing drugs or shooting someone else in the face, I probably don't watch it.
Yeah, but it's like first class drugs. It's like she comes in, she pops a Valium and a glass of wine every night. Like that's her party.
Like, laughs like Fran Drescher.
Ugh, don't do that,
Mr. Sheffield. Always wear makeup to bed. You never know when the house is going to catch on fire and a sexy fireman is going to come take you down the stairs.
Why do you have so many?
Why do you know the nanny so well?
I love the nanny. Hi. It's my favorite thing in the world.
You know so many. I don't know. I know 0 nanny references.
Yeah, I know her laugh.
Right,
Then
that
I'm
was
like,
it.
I'm out.
I couldn't even remember what the nanny was called until you said it.
Yeah, you totally forgot.
I forgot.
I know the theme song. Like, it's so good. I mean, there is so much shade being thrown. Like, it is really targeted at like the gay audience because we love shade throwing, you know. And just like the exchanges between the butler and the lady who is trying to marry the rich husband, Niles and Cece were their names. And I forget what time. There is a scene where Cece's out on the patio. Someone had bought Mr. Sheffield a lemon tree and left it out there, you know, and she's outside looking at it. And Mr. Sheffield hates the lemon tree. He just thinks it's so ugly where it is. So he tells the I almost said the barber, the butler. He says, "Get that trash off of the porch out there." And he opens the door and he's like, "Cece, you heard what he said." But, like, they end up being secretly in love. But, like, they fight for season after season after season after season. And, like, there's just this scene where,
What, the butler and that blonde girl?
and the chick that's trying to marry the husband.
Oh, really?
Because the nanny, everyone knows that the nanny's going to marry the husband. So that's why Cece's, like, looking at her other options, you know? Yeah.
See, like, I used to watch it with my grandma.
Uh-huh.
I want to watch The Nanny with
It's
Graham.
so much fun. It
was
might
great.
be on Netflix.
It might be. It probably is.
Should
If
be on
not, I
YouTube,
can probably
actually.
get it all on DVD for like $9.
Yeah.
Sam Goody's dying. We can get it
Yeah,
on.
right?
Yeah, Sam Goody's in the business. You know
See,
that?
sometimes a good recession helps people.
Yeah, we've
Just
gotten a
with the
lot of good
stuff.
Yeah, like,
movies lately.
Yeah.
I've gotten a shit ton of stuff and spent like $30.
Yeah. I don't know about other small towns, but this recession's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like a lot of Christmas presents there for not a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm
It
doing,
was cool.
I'm doing real swell.
It really pays to be poor.
Like, I walked out of there with like, oh man, I think it was like 3 throw blankets and like 5 movies and all kinds of weird shit. Posters and like
life-size Justin Bieber cutout.
Yeah, they're like $18, sir.
That's what we should buy the kids for Christmas.
A life-size Justin
Yeah,
Bieber.
they'd be so
Not a
pissed.
current one though. He needs
Right,
to have the
like
ball
when he was
cut.
14.
Yeah.
Like an old one.
Featuring Justin Bieber's new single, Baby.
There's like a little talk
He was
box
such
in the back
like
of
a little kid, it was creepy. Like in the music video, he was like shorter than all the girls because he hasn't hit puberty yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's like when you're in like 5th grade and all the girls are up here and like boys are down here still. That's it's
Yeah.
weird.
So he's done now, right? That's over.
I think so. I don't know. Does he still make music?
He'll find a way to be relevant, you know?
I hope he goes the way of Vanilla.
Because, I
Ice.
mean, like, he's, like, classically attractive. Like, some people are always going to want to see that, you know? He's, like, so reminiscent of, like, that 90s era boy band. Like, he looks like he could have been a Backstreet Boy.
He is, but I don't
He
think
just went batshit crazy for a minute.
I don't think he's
that
batshit
pissed a lot of
crazy. I
people
think
off.
someone
But I mean,
handed
like,
a
he
child-
just acted crazy.
He's acting like a brat. Like, I don't think he
Right.
really got on drugs or anything. Like, there was never a scandal. Like, he didn't kill anyone, but he was
No,
just
he was
such
just
a
super
fucking
douchey.
brat. Yeah.
I think that's what happens when you hand a child millions of dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I would do the same shit at 30 years old.
Yeah.
Hand me any significant amount of money.
Yeah.
Real careless.
Yeah. That may make me president.
Right.
I'll be such a dickhead.
Right? How does that? Or they'd have to call the president on you. I don't know what I do. I feel like money just gives you so much protection from anything.
Anything.
It's like when I
You
have
have enough
$50
money.
in my pocket, I feel like I could kill someone and get away with it. Like, I am rich, bitches.
Like I get pulled over and I put it behind my license.
Right.
As I hand
Yeah.
the cup.
So did Eric tell you what happened to him the other day when he got pulled over? Okay, he got pulled over for speeding. Remember his ticket said he was a white non-Hispanic, which he's clearly not. They also said he had a passenger in his car and he didn't. And then his ticket said he was driving a Volkswagen.
Is the cop even trying?
That's what I said. So he's gonna go to court and he's gonna fight it because he's like, this ain't me. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
that's what I said. I was like, you just got out of a ticket because that cop's like drunk.
Oh, he's high as shit.
Yeah, that's what he wrote on his ticket. The man is clearly black. he like checked white non-Hispanic.
Oh, gosh.
And Volkswagen.
Right, and he drives like a Malibu.
And dreamt another person.
Right.
Huh.
Wow.
Is that fucked up?
Maybe he was just using an old one.
Right, it was like he had one from the last guy that he just forgot about. It was like, here you go, bro.
I forgot to
See you in
rip this
court.
off, so this is yours now.
Give me $145. I'd fight that all day.
Oh, no, thank you.
Right, isn't that crazy though?
Where'd he get pulled over?
Huh?
Where'd he get pulled over?
I don't know.
Probably on 7.
I just
Yeah,
hope it doesn't
fine,
bring
huh?
Nancy Grace back into town.
What's that?
I said I hope that doesn't bring Nancy Grace back into town.
Oh, that goal.
God.
What?
Nancy
Oh.
Grace, she covered the rape case.
Yeah.
She's the worst.
She's shouty and
She
puts the
cunty a
odds in
little.
cunt.
I think we're on the same page there.
Right? Seriously.
Yeah, she's just like super thinks she knows everything, and she just makes herself sound super dumb.
Well, I do like her method of arguing where you just say the same thing over and over, just louder
louder.
each time.
Yeah.
Because I find that 9 times out of 10 that does actually work.
It works, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like it's a great way to just get your way. Like
Yes,
you're not
because people are going to be like, God, fine.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
because most people don't like, conflict.
No.
I invite it.
Listen, I was
Yell at me.
Yeah.
I was just talking about that today with Jimmy. 'Cause
What?
he was like, some guy said something stupid in the mall, and he was like, I'm small, but I'll still fight a dude. Like, so whatever. That's how the story started. And I was like, Vince really likes confrontation.
Yeah.
And I was like, tell him about the time when we were at 7-Eleven, and you just let me tell that guy off. This guy left his baby in the car.
Oh my god.
So I called the cops, and I was a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
So the longer I sit there, the more mad I'm getting about it. Because I'm sitting here watching this baby to make sure it doesn't die.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for the cops, and I'm seeing him just shop. I'm getting more and more mad, and I was like, alright. I just got out of the car, and I go inside, and I start shouting at this guy. And he's like, not saying anything at first. And then he's like, oh, it's fine, the baby's fine. Like, so I'm flipping out, like, I'm getting more aggressive. And then he starts getting more aggressive. And then Vince gets out of the car and just, like, literally stands behind me and lets me tell this guy off. The guy won't say anything
He
because
just
Vince
has
is
to-
standing right behind me.
He just has to take it. You take everything every awful thing my wife is saying to you.
And he had to. What was he going to do? Fight you? I mean, you know what I mean? He wasn't going to fight you.
The cops are coming.
Right, and the cops are already on the way.
I'll call the cops and tell them that I beat your ass for
Right,
leaving
that's
the
what
kid
it
in
was.
there.
Like, Vince was going to let me, like, just demean this guy until there was nothing left of him. And what was he going to do? Nothing.
The cops are coming, and one of us didn't leave a baby in the car.
Yeah.
This
But
isn't
he's
going to end
in the
well.
way.
Let's focus on the important details.
Yeah.
Of the
Right.
baby in the car.
So there's one thing. There's two things that could happen. You can get in your car and try to leave for the cops, or you could step up to my wife. We get into a fight, and then they arrest you.
Yeah.
With a bloody face.
Yeah. And then everyone just saw you trying to buy beer with a baby in the car.
It wasn't even a toddler. It was like an infant.
It couldn't crawl.
Like, it was in like a rear-facing car seat. Like, it was a little
it's
baby.
especially bad.
Yeah.
I was super mad. And I was pretty drunk. So that was just like...
Recipe for a confrontation.
Right, that was just... I sat there and I was just waiting patiently for the cops. And I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let the cops handle it. And I'm like, nope. And I got out of the car and went right in.
You had your inner shadow Kermit sing.
I did. It was like, nope, go in there. Get in his face. And I was like, all right.
What other confrontations have I had?
Well, every time you go to the mall, there's some sort of... or Walmart, you have some sort
Oh god,
of...
Walmart is terrible to go
They
to.
deserve
Like,
it.
Vince will literally, like, see someone in pajamas, and he'll be like... He'll say the rudest shit to them. and
Don't
call
wear
them out.
not pants in public.
That's what he'll shout at them, like, to their face, for
I
no
think
reason.
the same damn thing. I'm like, the sales aren't going anywhere. Like, there's no... Like, you have time to put on a pair of pants. You know?
You gonna nap here? Is that what's going on?
Right?
Put on fucking real pants. Be a goddamn adult.
But that's what he says to their faces. The rest of us are thinking it. Vince says it.
Walmart is like, it's instant anxiety for me, and it's like, especially because me, it's like, I have this whole Zen thing that I really try to
I'm really trying to.
and like literally I can teach
Go to
people
Walmart is
meditation,
not
I can
the right
teach
way
people
to
how to
go.
find their center, but I go to Walmart and I want to fucking punch someone in the face because either someone's moving too slow, somebody's looking at me like there's something wrong with me. I'm like, why do I not feel like I live in a redneck town until I go to Walmart? Like,
Because
I give
that's where they're
Studebaker a
all
lot
at.
of credit, and I go to Walmart and I'm like, this is a fucking hick town. Like,
We are ghetto. We're not very redneck. I'll
yeah.
go.
The Walmart's the worst.
I don't know, dude. Like,
And Vince just says shit to people. Like, the one time we were at the movies. Okay, we go to the movies. It's like, let's have a date night. Let's have a really nice evening.
Tell a story. I'm going to get some ice. I'll hear it back.
Nice evening. We go to the movies. It's like, we get there, like, decently early, because we just tend to go early to things. So we get, like, what movie was it? It was something
No, I go
Suicide
early
Squad,
to the
that's what it
goddamn
was.
movies because I want to pick my fucking seat.
Okay.
And you don't want to miss 30 minutes of previews.
We
either.
went to, I think it was Suicide Squad, so we know there's going to be a lot of people.
Conjuring 2.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
It was Conjuring 2.
Close enough.
So we go, and we're, like, right where we like to sit. Everything's good. And then, like, people start piling in. So, like, there's... Neither of us have anyone on the other side of us, so it's chill. We're good. These kids come in, like, the movie's starting. Like, previews are over. And they're all trying to sit together. So they were, like, going up to Vince, and they're like, hey, dude, can you guys move down? And Vince is like... No, I fucking came early so I could get this seat. And then turned around and watched the movie. And the guy was like, oh, what the fuck, dude?
Like,
Fuck you.
he could not believe I said no.
Oh, he was shocked.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you're like 19, 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to hold hands with everyone. Like, there's fucking 9 of you.
Don't show up 5 minutes after the actual movie starts. Like, you missed all the previews. And then try to bustle and hustle to find a seat. Like...
Right. You know, being
Coming
nice
later
does not
on.
entitle you to anything. Like,
It might have been like opening night for The Conjuring.
It was like a weekend. Like, he shouldn't have been there.
It's fucking
late.
packed. And you show up fucking 30 seconds before the movie starts? And, no. Fuck off.
It's like those people that wait until the last minute to merge into a lane in traffic. It's just like, no, like, you're going to sit there.
I'll speed up. Or I hit the brakes.
Yeah.
Whatever
absolutely.
inconveniences
That's like
them.
your civil duty. You have to educate people. You're being a
that's how
douchebag.
Vince
This is how you
feels.
get treated.
Vince feels that confrontation is his civic duty because he will not enable people to act like idiots.
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks just confronting them.
Yeah.
It works.
Like, the one time...
Listen, bullying's not all fucking bad.
No.
Like, I grew up a fucking fat kid. Alright? I got bullied.
That kind of bullying is bad, honey.
Fuck that. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Whatever.
Gave you thick skin.
It did. It made me fucking funny. It made me able to take a fucking verbal shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't imagine fucking high school for you. It was probably 20 times...
Middle school.
Middle school was bad?
You know, 'cause I was fucking dorky as hell, you know?
Like, how old were you when you came out, though?
Well, I mean, okay, so, like, I knew... Like, I remember having a crush on a boy in 4th grade.
I was gonna say, you've been, like, gay as long as
Like, I've actually, like, never come out. You know, it's like one of those things, like, if you don't know, your head's up your fucking ass. Like, literally, my family started taking bets in 2nd grade.
I was gonna say, your family's, like,
They
cool
knew.
about
There
that.
was no, like, when and you know, it's like, even though, like, I was Mr. Out and Proud, like, I always knew, my friends always knew, you still have that aspect of shame at that age. Because, not for being gay specifically, because you don't know who the fuck you are. Like,
right.
yeah, I always wanted to be who I am today, but, like, even back then, like, I was still always afraid to express that.
Right.
And I think that's normal. Like, I don't feel ashamed to talk about that. Like, I think everyone goes to that just in different ways. But when I turned, you know, I still tried to, I told people, I was like, oh, you know, I think I'm bisexual. You know, it's like I gave my first hand job, and then I was like, well, let me just play the bi card for a while.
This is easier to take with
Yeah, you know.
Let's ease into this.
Literally, on my 18th birthday, the next day, I got a package in the mail. It came in a manila envelope, and it was from my uncle, who is gay, and he's like the fucking, like, queen of the goddamn family. Like, fucking matriarch. Aunt Jimmy. Jimmy sends me 2 magazines. There's a Playgirl and a Playboy with a card that says, pick one, you fucker. And I gave my dad the Playgirl. I was like, I think you'll get more out of this than I will. And that may have been, like, my official coming out, but, like, literally...
Really? Because I knew you way before that. You were pretty
yeah.
openly gay.
Well, like, I just didn't like...
You just didn't say it. Like, you didn't say, hey, Mom and Dad.
Like, is it one of those things you just thought was obvious?
To me, it wasn't a big deal because it was so normal in my family growing up. Like, yeah, I was ashamed of it growing up, but, like, you're ashamed of anything at that age. Like, I can't play that card back then. Even back then, I knew. I'm like, this isn't anything different. I'm like, because I was also really mean to people, so, like, I took it out on everyone else by picking out their flaws. I'm like, well, I know you're self-conscious about this, so if I draw that out of you, that normalizes how I feel. Which is, like, the classical bully thing to do. Like, any psychologist will just say, yeah, you're projecting your fears on other people or insecurities.
Were you really mean as a child? Like,
no. Like, I was
I mean,
with
like,
everyone.
just...
Like, I mean, people's parents loved me. Like, I was always invited over for sleepovers. Like, I was never not allowed to go to someone's house.
I mean, like, were you, like, defensive? Like, overly?
Not necessarily. However, like, my family, like, we're, like, real ignorant to each other.
You mean you're funny?
Yeah, like, we pick on each other all day long. And, like, I would sometimes, like, even now, like if my family, like, especially my mom or my dad, like, they're just getting on me about something. Like, I'll just start, like, arguing, like, I'm 10 years old again. And they're like, you know we're just fucking with you, right? And I'm like, I take it real seriously. Like, 27, I'm still, like, throwing a tantrum. I'm like, it means a lot to me. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, it's like,
I think it's like that with their parents. Though,
yeah,
like
you think you've grown up, and then it's like you're around all your family.
It's still like a parent-child rolling away,
you
know?
Right.
Did you go to school here, though?
Yeah, Big Red, Harding.
Yeah, he was sumo.
Mm-hmm.
Was that rough? Like,
not
you
really.
have a lot of friends.
Like,
and, you know, like, I always flew off the handle, like, mouthed off to anyone, so I really do think a lot of people thought I was crazy, and they didn't want to fuck with me.
And I thought you were, like, cool. Like, you were in, like, you hung out
like, I
with a lot
could
of
sit
people.
with anyone I wanted in the
Right,
lunchroom.
that's what I mean.
I knew
Like,
everyone.
Everybody liked you.
You know?
well, your persona is very sociable.
But, like, my class, we were also big drinkers, too. So,
Everyone had that in common?
yeah, and, like, we could always have parties at my house. Like, me and one other person.
Oh, did you have the cool parents?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, like, they
bitch.
were strict enough.
But
like,
they used to
I
let
had
us
discipline.
come over and spend the night.
Yeah, like, I remember the time you called my mom a fire-breathing dragon, because
Was I high?
we all were. I think it was like 5 of us upstairs in my bedroom, and, you know, we were doing what we always did, and we were being really loud that night. My dad works for the city, and he has to wake up really early, and my mom was just upset. She didn't care that we were getting fucked up. She's just mad because we kept waking my dad up. And she, like, slammed the door open. It's like maybe 5 in the morning at this point. Who knows? And I don't remember a word she said. I just remember, you know, just like fucking like Sauron coming out of the ring. And
I calls them as I sees them.
yeah, and she goes downstairs, and I'm like, I know I have to talk to her. And, like, I was trying to figure out how to get you guys out of the house without having to walk by her, because I knew where she was sitting in the living room. And Ruby, you were like, you have to go down there. She's like, you have to deal with that fire-breathing dragon. I distinctly remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
It's honestly, that was
I can see you fucked up.
I can hear the funniest memories. Like,
I don't remember that at all.
just the things you do remember. You like little shit that sticks out.
See, like, I remember being... I felt like I needed to be a dick first.
Uh-huh.
Because... I don't know if it was subconsciously, just because if I'm an asshole first, it'll give you a reason to be an asshole to me, and I can take it easier. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like that now, but sometimes I just like to be an asshole to people because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I know that's terrible, and I'm sure it's probably some kind of defense mechanism, but, like, sometimes it's funny.
Listen, I'm your friend. Well, who else do you need?
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just a dick to
Like,
everyone
high-five
because it's
and shit?
funny.
Sometimes people really like taking that kind of abuse, though.
That's true.
And, like, literally, like, there's like a couple people
I'm not
at work
cruel.
that I've just
I
been
just
like
like to be a
stern
dick.
with. And the lady who used to be whatever she was at Eastern Gateway, I don't know if she was not a principal, but
Like a dean?
Dean, Laura Meeks. You know, she doesn't work there anymore. She moved somewhere else. And I remember she came into my floral shop one time. She was buying goodbye gifts for people, for her friends. And she bought a couple of arrangements. And I didn't recognize who she was at first, because she really helped me through college and everything, just advice and stuff. And she came in, and it's early in the morning, and I had just taken over the floral department, so, like, I'm still, like, stressing out because it was a mess. Hadn't really been trained yet and everything. And anytime someone wants something special, like, I'd be like, oh my god, like, how do I, like, avoid this, you know? And she asked me something, if I could do something, and I just flat out, so I was like, no. Like, no, I can't do that. I don't know how to do it. Like,
Right.
I wish I could, but I can't, you know? And after I tried, because she encouraged me, that's a great teacher right there, you know? And I made the arrangement. She told me after I rang her out, she was like, you know, I really like how stern you are. She was like, you don't see that too often with people your age. It's like, not cocky, not douchey,
Right, you
but
have to
just like,
find that.
like, when I say no, I'm trying to say yes as much as I can, but when I do say no, like, it's a definite no.
Right.
Like, and don't make me repeat myself. Don't make me explain why. Like, if I just tell you I can't do something, it's because I can't.
See, like, I think people right around your guys' age were the last of the people able to do that and take control.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause there's an overwhelming amount of, well, they're fucking technically adults. They can't do shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like they're just... They'll get there, but I feel like it's just taking them
when they're
longer
35.
Right, I just feel like it's taking them longer to get there.
Well, you know, what'll happen, someone will make an app, and it'll be how to wipe your ass.
Right.
And these kids will get on. You know, they just need the technology to catch up to them. Like, how to start a conversation. There's probably an app for that.
Right.
I've never had a problem with being assertive. You know what I mean?
I don't either.
Oh,
Like, spend 5 minutes with me. You know exactly how I feel.
Right. And even, like, at work, like, I feel like I'm assertive without being just, like a terror, you know what I mean?
Like,
I
there's
feel
no
like
malice
I can
behind
find
it.
that.
It's just...
I mean, I'm pretty... I'm not easy to work with. At all.
No, not usually. Mm-mm.
Fuck no. Like, even being in a band, I fully admit that I was overbearing. Like, I don't know how they put up with me for as long as they did. Because if something didn't sound right to me, we're gonna fucking change it. I don't care who wrote it. I don't care who's playing it. If it doesn't sound right, we're changing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like that. I'm still like that now. I have no fucking idea how Price puts up with me. But God bless him for doing it. Dude's my brother from another mother.
Yeah.
Brother from another mother.
But I don't know how he puts up with me. But I'm real glad he does.
Well, he probably understands that, like, you're coming from a place where, like, you feel like you know what you're doing. Like, you're not just, like, because you can always tell the people that are just contrary. Like, no matter what, they're just there to just disagree with you. Like, the sky's blue. No, it's actually a shade
And
of green.
you guys are lovers.
Yeah.
Well, I think he sees my ambition and my drive, and he shares a very similar outlook.
And I think he likes that you guys hold each other to a standard.
We do. We very much do.
So important.
Like, I could tell, like, even when he dropped off the microphone, like, he was bumming that he didn't get to do it.
He never misses.
No.
Yeah.
He did the first episode, and then I think it was, like, episode 6, he came back on as a guest, and then he's just been here from then on out.
Yeah.
Like, so this is episode 30 now.
Oh, good for you guys.
Is it 30?
This is 30.
The dirty 30.
Dirty 30. Dirty birdies.
I told him I might call him. I don't know. He'll listen to it tomorrow. Well, he's probably wrist deep in, like, water right now. So
Yeah, that's shitty. They have to do that. That sucks. Super glad we don't have to do that.
I had to do that in the garage the other day. There somehow a child's sock ended up in the tub that the washer drains into, and said tub overflowed.
Yikes.
Yeah, so it was...
And there's, like, a lot of stuff in there. Because just, like, our catch-alls where we just throw shit. Sucks when it floods.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That sucks real bad.
That's our adult life. That's exciting for us.
Right. That's what happened to us this week.
Oh, shit.
I just don't know what I can say to keep up.
Oh.
We're pretty boring.
Yeah, we're not good at adulting
No.
at all.
I mean, it's like you guys have kept your kids alive. Like,
Right? Like 9 years, going strong.
there's something to be said for that. Like, I aspire for that kind of stability. Like,
Do you want kids someday?
no.
Nuh-uh.
No, I do not. No. Like, I don't even want to date a guy that has kids. Like, fuck that. Like, you know, like...
Because then they're going to be your kids.
Yeah, right. And they're going to be like, Dad. You know, that's fuck. Contrary to what America says, you only have one dad.
This is where we disagree.
I'm not the other dad.
That's where I'm drawing that line.
I am the evils. I am the Karen Walker of your family. I'd be a fucking amazing dad.
I bet you would.
I really would.
You just don't want them.
I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and, like, pressure a guy, being like, well, you know, I want a kid. It's so hard. You know, like...
No, it's not.
Well,
neither of them have a uterus.
To get pregnant is not hard. Like, and, you know, lesbian couples, they have that advantage, like...
Where they have the eggs, and they can carry the baby.
Yeah, like, the eggs, that's, you know, that's the important thing.
Right.
You know, two gay guys, you can't just accidentally just, like, get a woman gone pregnant. No, it's...
You either have to...
You have to spend a lot of money.
You either have to buy one.
And people are like, well, you know how expensive kids are. I'm like, well, you know how fucking expensive it is to adopt?
Yeah.
Especially if you want to do it through the state. Because, like, it's one thing, like, to, like, have a surrogacy that's done, like, privately. Mm-hmm. That's easy, but you don't get state benefits when you do that. So the state isn't going to give you money to feed them money towards clothing them. Like, you get, like, some benefits, don't get me wrong. But not like they do if you adopt through a public state agency. At least in Pennsylvania... Because I have a friend that's been trying to adopt for, like, years now, and she's stable, has a good job, has a husband, has
Well, that's the shitty thing, is there's all these kids that need homes, and they make it almost impossible to get them.
Yeah.
Now, why isn't this an issue?
It is an issue, but it's just,
I mean, like, why don't I read about this, like...
Because nobody gives a shit.
Instead of same-sex marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck gives a shit?
Right.
Let's talk about this. Like, I don't give a shit who gets married to who.
I can be a felon and go and give birth, and they'll be like, here's your kid.
Yeah.
Have a great trip home. Like, they don't care. Like, when I had my kids, they didn't ask a lot of follow-up questions. You know what I mean? Like, I had to meet with a social worker, because you always do when you give birth. But it's like, do you have heat? Yes. And they were like, take your word for it. Here's your kid. And that was that. Like, and then I just got kids. They just gave them to me.
These people that do the foster programs, it's like they're under more scrutiny than, like, the actual parents are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're almost impossible to just, like, adopt a kid in America. That's why people adopt Russian babies and Chinese babies.
Or you don't even know if you're going to get the kid. When I, over the summers, if you remember, I would work at the Dippin' Dot ice cream fairs. And my boss, she was a lesbian, and she was a high-ranking officer in the Army. She was, like, a millionaire because she was this very savvy businesswoman. Like, Dippin' Dots was not, like, some, like, shanky ice cream stand. Like, fucking corporation. She had money out the wazoo, you know? And she was a dentist in her other job. So she was, like, like a doctor of dental medicine. And she used the Dippin' Dots because it was a good business opportunity. She got to travel with it, you know? And
like the Dippin' Dots at, like, Kennywood and all that shit?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, like, we'd go to, like, fairs, like, in Ohio, Kentucky. I went down to Pensacola, Florida for 13 days. Nice. Which, Pensacola, Florida is really, like, the Steubenville of Florida. Like, in your head, you're like, oh my god, I'm going to Florida. There's going to be beaches everywhere, stuff to do. Like, no. It's, like, fucking...
It's, like, weird and in between Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Like, it's like going to, like, the freaking marina. Like, a lot of people would enjoy this, but this is not a good place to be, you know? And, so anyway, so she had buckets of money, like, no debt whatsoever besides the debt that builds your credit. Like, she would just buy shit just to pay it off and keep building and expanding. You know, she had, like, 16 trailers for the Dippin' Dots, everything. And she was trying to adopt a child from Peru because she went down there with the Army one time. And she, I remember the girl's name was Rosita. And she met her at one of the orphanages, and, you know, like, they were like, oh, okay, you know, we'll start the application process, yada-da-da-da. You know, send us $300, and, you know, we'll send you the form. Okay, well, send us, you know, $700, and we'll let you talk to the mother. Okay, you know, it's like, send us $4,000, and you can start sending the girl packages. And, oh, don't worry, you know, we're going to finish your adoption process. And she did this for years, and it was so heart-wrenching to watch, especially because she was, like, a really, like, strict type of person. She didn't have a partner because she was really hard to get along with.
Right.
And, like, I don't mean that in a mean way at all.
No,
she's in the Army. I get it. She's educated. She's wealthy. She's, you know, like, she had to be that way, you know?
Trust me, I get it. I have no idea how she puts up with my ass.
Rough.
But just the heart-wrenching thing of, like, watching her go through this, like, pretty much like adoption fraud. Because they let her meet the child, and she fell in love with, that's the girl she wanted. She wanted terrible. That girl. And they just milked her over, like, 2 or 3 years for, like, all this money. And she had enough money, she didn't think twice about writing a check, you know? It's like...
If that's what it took.
But it just didn't work out.
And it's sad for that, and then you sit there as the people, like, the husbands and wives that want, or the husbands or whoever, the couples that want to adopt these kids that can't necessarily afford it or that are making sacrifices. Like, that is so fucked up that our state just, like... Well,
but then people will be like, well, if they can't afford to adopt, they can't afford to raise a kid. No one ran my pay stubs through the system when they sent me home with children. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, they just gave them to me.
Would a straight couple have that much trouble?
Yes, because my friend,
adoption's
my
hard.
other friend that's trying to adopt right now through the state, her and her husband, they're having a really tough time, and they both have nice jobs, a house that they own,
They make it impossible to adopt. And then all these kids
they'll
are
want to
living
send you.
terrible
They'll call
lives.
you and they'll be like, because you can't trust a kid that comes to you quick. Because they'll say, we have a kid that needs a home right now. Okay, well, why are they trying to get rid of that kid?
Right.
Okay, that kid has behavioral problems. That kid is a nuisance. That kid's violent. That kid's and yeah. So it's like when the agency will get your hopes up, you still kind of have to have enough restraint to say, they're just trying to dump this kid on me for the weekend. Because the mom might come back and say, oh, I can pass my drug test now. I want my child back. And it's still about the mother's rights, And
that's crazy. Like, I know this girl. She basically is like, she would like blow dudes for heroin. And you know her. We'll talk about that afterwards.
I'm sure.
Probably saw her at the clinic last week.
She was pregnant, had a baby, addicted to heroin. So she lost the baby, like immediately, and she just got the baby back.
They gave it back to her.
They gave it back to her.
God.
She does not deserve to have that baby.
No.
Just because she passed the piss test.
Mm-hmm. For $25, you can buy a bottle of detox pills from a head shop that'll help you pass that test. Like, she could have bought that shop for $25.
Nowhere, like... And they were like, oh, she had to do like a parenting class. Which is a joke. It's probably like a 4-hour class down at the health department.
It's like fucking
don't shake your baby.
Right, that's what it is. It's not like you're learning shit. You just have to go. Probably in your pajama pants. Probably like sleep on the desk. It's probably a joke. Like but she gets a kid. Why does she get a kid? That's crazy.
That's the same thing with any of it. Fucking humans are humans, man. I don't give a shit who puts what where.
I don't either.
Not my fucking issue. You know why? It doesn't fucking affect me.
Right. Are you putting it somewhere on me? Because then I care.
Are you doing it on the bench in the park? Okay, yeah, that's...
But see, the thing with me, though, like, if I see, like, a man and a woman, like, sucking face at the mall...
So annoying.
It disgusts me just as much as two dudes sucking face at the mall. I don't think people should do that, like, at the mall. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are. It's gross.
It's all about
Stop
sentencing.
it.
There's a time and a place for everything.
Right. Like, if you're at, like,
usually
a
college.
Usually
college.
That's when you experiment.
Like, it's... Right, certain places,
or
it's
if you're
whatever.
You're right. If you're, like, drunk in the club and it's, like...
Right, then who cares? But
Yeah.
if you're, like, in public, quit it.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Stop.
It's gross.
Yeah, children are watching you.
I don't want to, like, hear it. Like, ugh.
They're like...
Yeah.
Listen, it's probably the children that are hanging out in that mall.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There's terrible kids hanging out in our mall.
God.
Remember the little fat kid?
Listen to what Vince did. You know how he likes confrontation, right? There's no age limit on confrontation.
Listen, a dickhead's a dickhead.
How old would you
it.
say that kid was?
12 to 13.
I think he'd be younger than that.
I like to tell myself 12 to 13.
He was like 11. So he's walking
At best.
Like, Vince is in the mall. He's walking through with a whistle, this kid.
Oh my God.
Blow-
that's instantly annoying.
Blowing a whistle. So Vince shouted something at him and his parents. Caused a scene in the mall. So then, like, a couple weeks later...
it was 3 or 4 weeks later.
3 or 4 weeks later, we're having lunch, like, in our food court, a.k.a. the 2 tables in the middle of the mall.
We were standing by Madu's, actually.
And there's, like, still not... There's one pizza place. That's all we have, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were standing next to Madu's.
Oh, okay, so we're standing there. And this kid's, like, as big as round as he is tall. Like, he's a little fat kid.
He's gelatinous.
Right? And, like... Vince just hates him because that one time, right? Like, he had a whistle, pissed him off, that was it.
Just made it.
So now this kid has, like, a long stick.
Glow stick.
No, it was one of those sticks that people put a balloon on the end. Like, he got a mini golf.
Okay, gotcha.
So now the balloon's gone. He just has this long-ass plastic stick. He's flinging it around. So Vince is, like, real loud. There's that fucking kid. He was like... I'm gonna yank that stick out of his hands and smack him across his fat titties with it. Shouts this in the mall. This kid's like a little boy, a little fat kid. This is what he shouts. He's gonna beat him across his fat titties with it.
Got a better chance of hitting him.
You know what? When that kid's 18 years old and he's a workout freak and a perfectionist, he's gonna fucking thank me. Maybe not now with his shattered little fat dreams, but fucking. Later on in life, when he gets his fucking head out of his ass and, emancipates himself from his obviously terrible parents,
Yeah.
he's gonna thank me.
Like, who gives their kid a whistle in the mall? A lot. A lot of people do. That too.
Yeah, well, that's like working at the fairs or even being at a parade or any kind of like street festival when they have those fucking plastic trumpets. Like, that is when, like, I turn into fucking, like, Hayden Christensen in the Jedi movie when he, like, kills all the... I'm like, this is it. Like,
this is the one.
Like, I want to punch your infant in the face right now. Like, and I don't care. Like, and my mugshot will be me smiling like, yes, I did it. Like...
girl.
Yeah.
Just duck face the mugshot?
Yeah. I'm not going to fight my charges.
Right,
I'm
guilty.
Gonna pay my fees. Don't send me to class because ain't shit going to change. Do my jail time. I just punch every other kid with a trumpet in the face. Like,
I just want to be there when they're reading your charges and you're just like, yeah.
Oh, and don't forget.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, it's just because parents don't give a shit. If as long as it's like getting their kid to leave them alone, they don't give a shit. They just don't want to deal with their own kid.
Don't worry, kids. I give a shit. I'll be your pet.
That's it. Vince just cares.
Yeah, you see,
Vince cares about the kids.
There's your golden core.
Carrots all for the kids.
There it is. I'm doing this for the betterment of the children.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
It's just because you're an asshole.
Listen. Stupidity should be punished.
Yeah, you called that one girl a whore. She was like 14.
Which one?
The one that kicked you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she is a whore then.
Yep.
We're in the mall again.
Yeah.
It was fucking Christmas. And she runs, and her idiot friend catches her, like, in an embrace, and spins her around. She boots me in the thigh, and I called her a whore.
Yeah.
Like, loudly. She was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, you dumb whore! Like, she apologized first.
I ruined her night.
Oh my God.
And then Vincent, and I was like, Vincent, and he was like, well, she wasn't being such a dumb whore. She would have fucking kicked me. Like, and now we're fighting in the mall. Like, now it's a scene. Everyone's looking because he just shouted whore as loud as he possibly could in the empty mall.
And now we're arguing.
Right now we're shouting.
Oh my gosh. Ruby, you and I used to cause trouble out at the mall.
I know.
Being goth kids out there.
You're a goth kid?
Yeah.
Really?
For like 4 weeks? A little
No.
bit long.
You're a goth kid.
I remember when I asked for a pair of bondage pants for Christmas.
Oh my God.
I love my bondage
The
pants.
only reason I got them, my mom made me a bet. I don't. This might have been sophomore year or junior year. One of the two. Those are both those are the suckiest years of high school, sophomore, junior, you know? And my mom made me a bet. She was like, if you can go 3 months without using the internet, she was
you
like,
got bondage pants.
she was like, we can go to Hot Topic. She was like, and you can spend $200 on anything you want. She was like, I don't care, because there was this trench coat that I wanted. There was bondage pants. There was like those boots with like the thick rubber heels and everything, like some Doc Martin shit. And I fucking did pretty good. But like one time I snuck on just to check my MySpace. And I thought I deleted the internet history, but I didn't realize that the screensaver was turned off when I got it. So that's how my mom knew, because she came and the screensaver was off. And she was like, all right. She's like, but you made it like 2 months or so. She was like, I'll still like buy you one thing, you know? And I got my pair of trip bondage pants.
Oh my.
Lime green stitching.
I was going to say, did they have straps or chains?
Straps.
Straps.
Yeah, straps. And the straps were really easy to connect and disconnect, because you would always like, your friends were sitting in class and you would like tie them together.
Or like my worst thing would be like, I'd be walking up the steps from school, someone would yank them.
Yeah. Or they caught on everything. They would always
everything,
rip.
like your chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd rip like
yeah,
the
you'd
whole
get
thing
up out of the chair
off.
and be like, shit. Trying to be all cool, act like you don't care, and you're trying to stick yourself on a chair. Like,
you try to get up all doom and gloomy and
yeah, like,
now you're stuck to a chair.
I'm going to go slit my wrist later. Like, this is so embarrassing.
I remember ripping all my hooks off. I had to sew. I forgot about that till just right now.
just sew them all back on.
Right, like you just sew them back on, because it's just like a little loop of cloth that would hold on like your actual metal like hoops.
Oh,
to hook your straps on because you needed them. Sometimes you would pair up like, all right, I'm wearing like my black and red trips, so like I'll put my black and red straps on, but also put my purple ones on.
Yeah.
Oh, you tremendous douchebags.
But like that was like what you did, like you know, that was
sometimes you had the chains and they jingle when you walk.
Like that was like Abercrombie jeans for the goth kids.
Right.
Like,
Oh, I know. I was there.
And then like 3 months later,
aware.
I did have Abercrombie jeans, and people were like, like, I floated around.
Never mind. I don't like being sad.
Yeah.
Being sad, stupid.
My friends are so sad they don't care about my problems. I can't be a goth kid anymore. I need to talk about my shit. They'd like have like live journals getting like hundreds of comments on the things. I'd post something I thought was meaningful and like I'd get like one hit.
Oh.
They're like, man, this sucks.
Fuck live journal.
Right?
I didn't do live journal.
I did it for a minute. I never had a MySpace ever.
Really?
I remember you didn't have MySpace.
How did you not have a MySpace?
I didn't have a Facebook until like 5 years after everyone had a Facebook.
But like Ruby was always like one of the cool ones of our circle. Like people always wanted to hang out with her.
Nope.
We always had something to get into. Like it was
because I always had like drugs.
Yeah. There were a lot of those.
You were cool, honey.
I didn't know I was. Right now, I didn't feel very cool.
I thought you were cool.
You thought I was cool?
I did.
No.
I did.
I thought you were cool.
Oh, I wasn't.
I thought you were super cool.
Oh, no, I was an asshole.
But then, like, Ruby always had the advantage of, like, she was a chick. So, like, if we were going to a party or something, and, like, let's say...
It was always dudes.
Yeah.
Dudes.
It'd be, like, 2 days before our paydays out at Dairy Queen. I'd be like, well, I'm like, we can just go together. She's like, I'll get free weed. She's like, I'll find it somehow. And, like,
we need boobs. You can walk in anywhere and get weed.
Yeah, I know.
Like, we'd always walk out with, like, dime bags. And
for nothing.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
we always got into shit, and it was usually at Dairy Queen. It was at work. Like,
did you work at Dairy Queen too?
Yeah,
that was
we were
my
like
first
16.
job. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! Everyone worked at that fucking Dairy
Oh
Queen.
my lord!
Everybody worked there.
Yeah.
That was the place.
Remember when Kelly got hired?
Yeah, I rememed.
Oh my god!
That time in my life was a weird time in my
mom
life.
hated me those days.
Your mom hated me those
She
days.
did. She did. I remember that. Like, I would have to lie about who I was hanging out with to hang out with you because I still wanted to hang out.
Oh, you're that kid. How did you turn into such a square like that?
I was. You think it was square?
We're both squares.
Really?
We just told him a story. What did we tell you about that was super lame?
The action figures or the debt or...
Yes!
Which, I mean, it's not like...
Okay, so I like good super glue. Do we have a problem?
Yes!
This is the person I've become. From
I'm pretty sure that makes
sitting in dime bags out of parties to...
We used to huff it, no, we used to fix our kids'
Right.
No, we never did that.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
You don't even know that song.
I don't. Those are the only words I know. I have no idea what that song is. I have no idea what the rest of it is.
That's hysterical.
We know what people post on memes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all we know.
Yeah, I was a terrible child. I was bad.
Like, the only reason I know who The Weeknd is because Eric let me listen to him one time on his phone.
I remember when you painted... Well, we put makeup all over James and painted his fingernails. And he got so mad that he boiled water on the stove and he chased us around.
I don't
Tom's
remember
apartment.
any of that.
Oh, like, I remember
His apartment?
Tom Brennan's.
We were at Tom's apartment?
Yeah.
He just sent me a friend request on Facebook the other
Really?
day. Mm.
Well, you should tell him the story. He wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
I'll tag him in it later.
Kelly invited us over. It was up at the apartments back behind King's. That apartment complex.
I vaguely remember that.
Because I locked myself because we were up.
I remember
my friend
that
Jimmy
now.
was there. That was my first hangover because we left. Because we were up all night, and I remember being hungover as I'm sobering up, and we went to that one diner that's like past Burger King in Wintersville where the hill goes down, and there's that little tiny diner right on the right side. Yeah, or maybe something else. I remember we went there.
Like across the
get
street from
food.
Quick Stop?
No, it's right past Burger King. It's like literally like as soon as the hill goes down, boom! It's this
On the
teeny
side
tiny.
of it? Oh, it's Spanky's? Next to
No,
Kroger's?
Spanky's is
What
out by
was
Big
it?
Lots.
Was it on the same side as Kroger's?
No, it's on the other side of the road. Like before you even got like you past Burger King, there's that mural that's on the wall on the left, and like right where the mural ends, there's a diner on the other side.
There's a diner there?
Yeah, it's teeny tiny. I mean, it may not be there anymore, but the
Was
building
it Al's
is-
Diner?
Could be possibly.
Al's Diner was the shit.
Oh,
It was like
it must have been because
it
that's
was
where
like
you
by
wanted to
where
go.
Little Africa is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes. And we
Outsider.
went, and we ran away, and we went there. And the waitress asked me, she asked me what I want. I'm like, the only thing I can handle is, I'm like, do you have a warm ginger ale? She was like, well, we refrigerate pop. I'm like, all right, well, give me a cup without ice. Because I didn't know what a hangover was yet. I just knew that I just wanted to die.
You're welcome.
And I just remember,
You're welcome.
and we thought we avoided James, and Jesus comes walking in. Just like, it's like huffing and puffing, and I'm just like, oh shit. I'm like, Ruby, this is the day he kicks on. And he just sits down. Like, at that point, he joked. I remember he was just upset because we didn't have any nail polish remover, and we painted his nails, and you guys were sitting there scraping it off him because he didn't want his dad to see.
Oh, his dad was not nice.
No,
I remember that.
What's wrong with his dad?
He just hated all of us because we were shitty kids.
Yeah.
I mean, we deserved it.
Yeah, like
rightfully so.
See, like, you remember not getting hangovers? Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, I remember not getting hangovers. That was cool.
Every now and then I can wake up without one, but for the most part,
I mean, if I drink enough to get, like, substantially drunk, I'm gonna have a hangover, probably.
I rarely get a headache hangover.
I get, like, nauseated all day.
See, I rarely get those.
See, I'll have my hangover tonight before I go to bed.
Uh-huh.
Because that's how fat, like, I walked 10 miles today. My fucking metabolism is pumping.
See, I also drink on nights where, like, I gotta get up and do shit. Like, I can never just sleep it off.
See, like, I'll get through this glass, and I'll be hammered for about 10 minutes. And then I start sobering back up. So then, like, that's when you see me fill it back up.
I was gonna say, that's when you're supposed to drink more, is when you feel it wearing off.
Well, see, I'll,
but
if I get drunk, I'll still be, like, half drunk in the morning.
No. It's upstairs to the right. We're over an hour. We'll just hang it up, man. Anthony?
Well,
thanks for coming on the show, man.
I wanted to have one other story that I told tonight, because I thought this was going to be a YouTube video, right? So I was waiting.
What did you wear? We can take a photo and attach it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tag you in it.
Because there's a really good story behind this, because I do want to shout out to someone. So I was going to be like, oh my god, wow.
Oh my god! Most bomb pussy. Oh, that's
it's a Beyonce lyric from the HBO Experience.
From the the Lemonade documentary?
Yeah, the Lemonade, but it's only in, like, the cutscenes. It's not in, like, the actual music videos. Like, you won't see it on YouTube. Like, you have to look at the whole thing. But I got this shirt from my friend Katie Sweeney, because she was putting herself through school, and she sold t-shirts, hoodies, and everything, custom made and everything, to pay her tuition and fees. And, you know, apparently when you get a DUI and you have to go to those classes, it can cost like $4,000.
Yeah.
So she sold a shit ton of t-shirts and sweaters. But yeah, this is the one that I got off of her to support her.
The Most Bomb Pussy.
Most Bomb Pussy.
That is the best shirt for you.
Fantastic. Where can I get one?
You heard it here first.
Is she
folks.
selling them?
Yeah. She has.
Plug her, man.
It's on Instagram. Young Baby Sweatshop. You can message her. She'll do anything. And I just saw her on Snapchat. She's still making them, even though she's, she graduated.
Young Baby Sweatshop.
Yeah, I think it's spelled Y-U-N-G.
That's the most fantastic.
That's been her nickname for a long time. She's funny. I like her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody go buy t-shirts.
Go buy t-shirts. I'm going to buy myself a Most Bomb Pussy t-shirt.
I want you to wear it all the time. I'll wear it to, like, school events.
I'm wearing Wu-Tang.
Listen, we were in the mall the other day. Quick story. This guy, he's, like, old enough to be our dad. He stops Vince. He's like, man, it's been a while since I saw a Wu-Tang Clan shirt. He's like a nerdy white dad in his 50s. And stops Vince to tell him he was super stoked that he's wearing a Wu-Tang Clan shirt in Steubenville Mall.
I mean, I'm awesome. But, dude, you have to come back and do it again with Price.
I will.
We'll do it again. Shit. We'll do it soon.
Okay.
I think you would make him laugh. He would enjoy it.
But he's funny.
You enjoy it.
Count me in.
Alright, we'll be back next week. Tuesday, same savage place, same. I don't know. I'm sorry. I hate me
Stop
too.
talking.
Alright, bye.